Sometimes, it only takes one look to say everything. No words, no explanation, just a single expression. And recently, one look from Princess Leonor has left royal watchers asking the same question. Is something wrong? It happened during what should have been an ordinary royal appearance. The cameras were rolling. The crowds were watching. The royal family stood together as expected. Everything looked normal, until Leonor looked up, for just a brief moment. And that moment changed everything. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't obvious. But it was enough. Enough for people to notice. Enough for experts to talk. Enough for concern to spread. Because in that one look, many believe they saw something unusual. Something heavy. Something emotional. Princess Leonor has spent most of her life under public attention. As the future Queen of Spain, every gesture matters. Every movement is observed. Every smile is analyzed. And over the years, Leonor has become known for her composure. Her discipline. Her calm presence. She rarely breaks character. That's what made this moment so different. Her eyes seemed distant, almost tired. Her expression carried a weight many had never seen before. It wasn't sadness exactly, but it wasn't peace either. It looked like someone carrying something too big to explain. And people noticed immediately. Royal followers began discussing it online. Body language experts pointed it out. Even casual viewers felt it. There was something in that look. Something that didn't feel ordinary. But what could it mean? Some believe it's the pressure. And honestly, that theory makes sense. Leonor's life is changing rapidly. Her military training has pushed her into a new stage of responsibility. Her public role is growing. Her future as queen is becoming more real. And with that comes enormous pressure. Not just to perform, but to become, to transform from princess into monarch. That is no small thing. Especially at her age. Imagine knowing your future is already written. Knowing that your life belongs not just to you, but to a country. That kind of reality can weigh heavily on anyone. And perhaps that weight showed itself in that one look. Others believe it may be something more personal. Leonor has always shared a strong bond with her family. Especially with her parents, King Felipe and Queen Letizia. And with her younger sister, Infanta Sofia. But as Leonor's royal path intensifies, her personal world changes too. Less freedom, less privacy, less normalcy, relationships shift, time becomes limited, even family moments become rare. That can be painful, and maybe that pain showed itself for just a second. One look, one honest moment. There's also the emotional reality of growing up. Leonor is no longer the little girl people remember. She is entering adulthood. And adulthood brings questions, doubts, conflicts. Who am I? What do I really want? What am I giving up? For someone like Leonor, those questions are even more complicated. Because her answers affect more than herself. They affect an institution, a monarchy, a nation. That kind of burden can be isolating. And isolation often shows in the eyes before it shows anywhere else. Body language experts have noted that the eyes often reveal what words hide. And Leonor's eyes, in that moment, seemed to reveal something. Fatigue, reflection, possibly even fear. Not fear of failure, but fear of the future. Because the closer she gets to the throne, the less distance remains between her and destiny. And destiny can be terrifying. Especially when it comes with sacrifice. Some royal insiders believe Leonor may be quietly mourning the life she cannot have. A normal young adulthood, friendships. Without headlines, love without public judgment, choices without consequence, simple freedoms. For most people, these things are ordinary. For Leonor, they may always be complicated. And perhaps that realization is beginning to sink in. If so, it would explain that look. A look that felt almost like grief. Not for what she lost, but for what she may never have. Queen Letizia's reaction during that appearance has also drawn attention. At one point, she reportedly glanced toward Leonor with visible concern. A subtle moment, easy to miss, but mothers notice what others don't. Letizia has always been deeply protective of her daughters. And if Leonor is carrying emotional weight, Letizia likely sees it clearly. King Felipe too understands this journey. He has walked it himself. He knows the loneliness of duty, the pressure of leadership, the cost of public life. If Leonor is struggling, he would understand more than anyone. That may be why recent family moments have seemed more intimate, more connected, as if the family knows Leonor is stepping into something life-changing. And they're trying to hold her close while they still can. What makes this so compelling is that it reminds us of something important. Princess Leonor may be royal, but she is still human. She feels, she struggles, she doubts, and sometimes, despite all training and preparation, those feelings break through. Not in speeches, not in dramatic moments, but in one quiet look. One look that says more than words ever could. And maybe that's why it has everyone concerned. Because people recognize emotion when they see it. Even hidden emotion. And Leonor's expression felt real. Raw, unfiltered. For just a second, the royal mask slipped. And the world caught a glimpse of the person underneath. A young woman carrying the future. Trying to stay strong. Trying to stay steady. Trying to understand the path ahead. Will we ever know exactly what that look meant? Probably not. Royal lives are private in ways the public rarely understands. But maybe we don't need an explanation. Maybe the look itself was enough. Enough to remind us that even future queens have moments of doubt. Moments of exhaustion. Moments where the weight feels too heavy. And perhaps that's what makes Leonor so compelling. Not her title, not her future, but her humanity. Because in that one look, we may have seen the truth. And the truth is this. Becoming a queen may be one of the loneliest journeys of all.